Welcome back to more Sonic Generations! Last time we went over the final challenge acts and the Casino Night DLC stage, so this time, we're going to go over a few topics I forgot to talk about in the main playthrough. First of all, I want to go left from here because I never showed what's past here. This is the collection room. Here we can view a bunch of things we've unlocked throughout our adventure, so we're going to go from left to right starting with movies. I really like how Sonic sits in this chair when you select the movies option for starters, but here we can actually watch all of the cutscenes from the game. Sort of. On the title screen, there's actually a CGI teaser for the game that is not here, but you can watch it if you wait long enough on the title screen. It features both Sonics running through Green Hill Zone, and was one of the earlier announcements for Sonic Generations. There were several other teasers that were released to hype up the game's launch that are also completely absent from this game, including similar scenes of Sonic's running through Rooftop Run and City Escape. So it's kind of a shame that those aren't included in the game at all, and that the Green Hill Zone teaser is only on the title screen. Next up is art. Here we can view all of the concept art we've unlocked by collecting red rings or by completing challenge acts. Some of this is really cool. A lot of it isn't even from Sonic Generations, which is really neat. Some of it is concept art from the actual original games, which is really cool. I'm trying to figure out if this, as an example, is original or for Generations. It says original, so I'm guessing it is for SA2 directly. That would explain the shoes being a little bit different as well. Yeah, some of them specify, original, and some specify, some don't specify, so I kind of assume, they were for Generations. Like, these ones specifically say Heroes. This one says from the past. I feel like this was probably when they were, moving from the classic style to the modern look. So it's kind of cool to see all of this, preserved in Sonic Generations. Is it worth getting every red ring and completing every challenge act? That I can't really say for sure. Some of the challenge acts aren't easy to get through, and a lot of the red rings are really annoying to collect. So I'm not entirely sure if I can recommend unlocking all of this concept art, even though a lot of it is really cool. Again, it is really cool to have artwork from some of the original titles, like these are original design sketches for Sonic and Dr. Eggman, and some of the enemies. So yeah, this is kind of a cool little reward for collecting everything. By the way, I should have mentioned sooner that this is actually my original file, and not my Let's Play file, which is why I have everything unlocked. Next up is music. Here we have all of the unlockable songs through red rings or challenge acts, and there are 50 in total, and it's an interesting list. Some of the choices are kind of, well, they're not songs that I would have gone with myself, but are still fairly noteworthy songs. A lot of different Sonic games are represented through the unlockable themes. And yeah, there were some interesting choices here, like the special stage song from Sonic Heroes is not one that I would have thought of, but honestly, Heroes has an amazing soundtrack, so I don't mind. They basically have a few songs from all of the main games up to this point, ending with Sonic Colors, and then at this point, it moves over to spin-off songs, like Toxic Caves from Sonic Spinball, which definitely would not be one of my first choices. You have Palm Tree Panic and Sonic Boom and Stardust Speedway from Sonic CD. This one is interesting. This is Diamond Dust Zone from Sonic 3D Blast. There are two soundtracks. This is the Saturn soundtrack, because the Genesis version has entirely different music. This song is actually also remixed for Sonic Chronicles: The Dark Brotherhood. The really infamous Central City song is actually the Saturn 3D Blast song, if I'm not mistaken, but just remixed incredibly poorly. Yeah, like Supersonic Racing from Sonic R is kind of an interesting choice, but one I'm okay with because that is an excellent soundtrack. Say what you will about the game itself, but at least the music is good. You have one song each from the Advance and Rush games. I do feel like the Advance games should have been in Generations 3D because of the way the eras are set up in that, where you basically have the classic era, the Dreamcast era, and then like one stage for Colors, DS, and one stage for Rush. I do feel like the advanced games would have been a good fit for that version instead of just having like one stage for Rush. Not even anything for Rush Adventure as an example. Next up are the Sonic Riders themes. If anything, at least the music in those games is very good. I can't really speak for Sonic Freeriders because I have never played it because that is on Kinect, and I do not have a Kinect anymore, and had no desire to play that. So then we have the Sonic Rivals main themes, Shadows main theme, the storybook songs, and finally, Splash Hill Zone from Sonic 4 Episode 1. At this point, Sonic 4 Episode 2 wasn't even out. So yeah, that was basically one of the most recent games, along with Colors and probably Freeriders, because that also had this current voice cast. So yeah, it's an interesting list of songs. Again, you can actually use these songs in regular levels. Basically, at the start of each act, you can choose if you want to swap out the music. So for example, if there's a song you don't particularly like, you can choose one of these, even though some of these choices are a bit debatable as well, compared to like other songs from the same game. I'm also surprised that some of the other, like, spin-off games didn't have songs here. Like, Sonic the Fighters. If Sonic R is in this technically, you would think Sonic the Fighters could be as well. And also, there's basically nothing for the Game Gear era, even though I'm not entirely sure how well those soundtracks hold up being Game Gear games. So yeah, it's an interesting list and kind of a cool little bonus, but again, I'm not entirely sure if this is worth going through all of the stages getting red rings and completing all of the challenge acts. Finally, we have characters. Here we have a listing of every character in Sonic Generations, with accompanying bios. For Sonic, Tails, and Eggman, you can also swap between classic and modern character models, which is really cool. Honestly, I do like how these character models are also animated too. I kind of wish they had more poses, but this is still neat. I do like how certain characters like Tails, their character models go past the window for this viewer. Not all the characters have that problem, but some of them do. But yeah, it is cool to have these little bios for all the characters, and the poses I feel like are really good for these character models. They kind of convey a lot of the character's personality in very subtle ways, like, you know, Shadow with his arms crossed, which is kind of a standard pose for the character. And yeah, being able to actually rotate the character models is also nice. This is another example where cheese goes outside the window if you rotate the whole character model. And yeah, this is only characters that are in Sonic Generations, so you're not going to see like Big the Cat or E123 Omega here, because yeah, this is just the characters who basically have models, like animated models for the game itself. I kind of think it's interesting how Vector is the team leader, and yet his bio is actually after Espio and Charmy. Kind of an interesting choice, but that's not even in unlock order, because Espio's first in Seaside Hill, but then Charmy is in Planet Wisp, so it's not even in the order where you actually meet all the characters. Again, you can also swap between classic and modern Eggman. He still really hasn't been able to build Eggman Land successfully outside of Sonic Unleashed, huh? it is kind of interesting in some of the older games where Eggman would actually succeed, essentially, not long-term, but he would accomplish some of his goals. I also really like this character model for Metal Sonic. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the mobile game Sonic Runners, which had kind of a chibi art style. But yeah, there is no modern Metal Sonic in this, only the classic variant. So yeah, that's pretty cool. In addition to everything in the collection room, there is one more secret here. If you hold down Select on PS3 or the back button on Xbox, something special happens. This is the statue room. So here we have a ton of different statues of all the characters in the game, and also a few additional ones as well. Like with the character viewer, I do like a lot of these poses. Like this one is very classic Sonic, similar to the original artwork for Sonic 1. You have separate statues for the classic versions of Tails, Sonic, and Eggman. And yeah, again, I really like how a lot of the personality of these characters is conveyed through just how they're posed. Unlocking these is kind of interesting. Unlike everything else in the collection room that's unlocked by playing through the game, collecting different items, these are unlocked using codes. The first time you arrive here, there is nothing here, and there's an option by pressing select or back to input a code. If you put in the right code for each statue, you will get that statue, and I actually have put them all in on this file, so that's why the option is gone. And yeah, I do like how a lot of these are also a lot of iconic poses. I actually can't remember where I've seen this pose before, some of these poses before, but I'm pretty sure a lot of these are based on, like, official artwork. The order of some of these are kind of interesting. These statues are in unlock order for generations. So that's why, like, Cream is before Rouge, despite Cream debuting in Advance, because she was technically in Speed Highway in this game. Yeah, this is definitely a recognizable pose, and I can't remember where the artwork is from, but I definitely remember that. We also have a few more obscure characters as well, like a bunch of Chao and Omochao. We have the two Eggmans. This is definitely based on official artwork. I'm not sure about the classic Eggman pose, though. But yeah, I do like how well they tried to update the designs in a 3D environment. It must be kind of tricky, actually. I wonder what goes into actually updating a character like Eggman from like the Genesis era up to a modern game like this. So basically, after the main characters and the Chao, then you move on to the villains and the rival characters. So we have Shadow and Silver along with Metal Sonic, and then a few interesting choices as well, like Big the Cat. Again, otherwise not seen in Sonic Generations. We also have E123 Omega from Sonic Heroes, and interestingly, Jet the Hawk from Sonic Riders. Interestingly, the other two aren't here, the other Babylon Rogues, Wave, and Storm. Only Jet is unlockable as a trophy. We have a Hero Chao and also a Dark Chao. I'm pretty sure they aren't seen in this game other than this, and haven't really been seen in a very, very long time. Like, the last game with a Chao Garden probably would be Adventure 2 Battle for the GameCube, technically re-released for 360 and PS3 and Steam, but beyond that, there hasn't been a new Chao Garden in a very long time. Here's Chip from Sonic Unleashed. Again, there are quite a few interesting choices for the statue room, and I kind of like that. There are a lot of really obscure characters here that aren't in the main game. We have all the enemies updated for their generation's looks. And yeah, a lot of these enemy designs translated really well to a modern art style. I honestly think Generations is probably one of the better anniversary titles they've seen, for basically trying to take older designs and updating them really faithfully in a way that still looks very true to the character while looking a lot more modern. And it's also just a genuinely fun game to play through. At the time of this recording, the actual 30th anniversary of Sonic is coming up, which is kind of why I felt inspired to go back and go over a few things I forgot to talk about. And yeah, I'm excited for more Sonic games in the future, but it is kind of a shame that most of the anniversary projects seem to have missed this year, similar to the 25th anniversary with Mania and Forces releasing a year later. I never really thought about the names of these enemies, but I guess these are the canonical names of the Iblis enemies. We have the Unleashed Egg Pawn designs, which aren't my favorite. I actually like the Heroes and Colors designs. Colors reuses Heroes Egg Pawn designs, and I do like those, partly because I grew up with Sonic Heroes, and so I'm used to seeing that look for the Eggman robots. Alright, so we're moving on to things like items, different springs for different eras, item boxes. I'm trying to figure out if the ring is actually fully rendered. It kind of looks like it is, which is pretty impressive. You have the animal capsules that we have to break, the gold plate with the Eggman sign on the back, which is a great detail, the gold ring, which looks very shiny. I'm actually just thinking about that. Same with the regular rings. You have all the Chaos Emeralds. But yeah, it is cool. Even though these aren't animated like the character bios, it is cool to see everything, everything here, like different items and characters, and even the Flickies and other animals. So yeah, that's it for the statue room. So let's actually return to the title screen. Next up, I wanted to talk a little bit about the Xbox Live features, or the online features in general. Here we have two options to choose from: Ranking Attack, challenge the stage records set by players around the world, and 30-second trial. See how far you can go in 30 seconds. A goalpost will be planted where you stopped. Unfortunately, it's not exactly great. Specifically, the 30-second trial, I was trying to get this to work, and every time, it kicked me back to the title screen, saying that I was disconnected from Xbox Live. I looked it up, this is a known issue, given that this game is fairly old. I have a feeling this probably won't be resolved, so if you are interested in achievements, unfortunately, I don't think you can actually get the achievements now. In Ranking Attack, the goal is to simply beat each stage as quickly as possible. In 30-second trial, you basically go as far as you can in 30 seconds. Yeah, there are achievements for completing all these stages at least once in the two ranked modes, so I'm pretty sure these are technically unobtainable now, unfortunately. But these are pretty cool options. You can see different rankings of other players. I'm sure all the rankings are totally legit and not hacked at all. I remember one time, I think it was on the PS3 version, I remember looking, and there were times of like 1 second, and it's like, yeah, that's totally legit. So yeah, I'm sure it's very difficult to actually get a top ranking because of things like that. But these are a few more options I wanted to go over, especially if you wanted to try to get achievements, which unfortunately might not be possible anymore. And for real this time, that's pretty much everything I wanted to show of Sonic Generations. Again, this game was a lot of fun, and I really like this as an anniversary title for one of my favorite video game franchises. But with that being said, thank you for watching, and I hope you'll join me next time for something different.